Super Mario Bros. Is a foundational video game text for a verisimilitude of reasons, a not insignificant one among them being that it was a large factor in the revival of video games as an art form in the 1980s. There are several reasons for the medium being saved in Western markets, largely boiling down to marketing choices like Nintendo's decision to create peripherals like R.O.B as a means of marketing the games as toys without the baggage that the term video game had accrued after its market crash, and video games being given a specific male demographic to be marketed to, as opposed to their previous agender nature, which is a choice that has caused an infinite amount of strife in the past 40 years. But Super Mario Bros. Itself, the flagship title for the Nintendo Entertainment System, was a large part of it as well as a compelling work that sold units. This has a lot to do with its strong and engaging game design. Mechanically, it's simply a good time. However, a subtler and less immediately apparent reasoning for the work's success in the West may lie in its narrative, which is an abstracted depiction of the westernization and destruction of Japan at the hands of America during the end of World War II. This wouldn't at all be that unprecedented, seeing as the early 1980s saw a rise in Orientalist cinema attempting to portray the Westerner as ninja, but regardless of the amount players, or even developers, recognized it, Super Mario Bros. Presents a simplified version of a complex conflict that many Japanese works ruminate on due to the unhealed and unresolved traumas of the conflict in question. Two massive fascist empires come to war with one another, and one utterly obliterates the other, leaving a lasting scar. Super Mario Bros. Itself feels as if it's a reactionary valorization of America's perspective on the war, a reactionary celebration of the violent and bitter end to that conflict. Mario has been discussed at length on this channel as a class traitor, and he is one, having betrayed the interests of the working class to perpetuate empire with the Mushroom Kingdom. There is a facet to the empire that he serves, however, that has not been lingered on much within the writing put forward throughout. Princess Peach, or as she is known in the English materials of the time of Super Mario Bros. Release, Toadstool, the Empire's seat of power, and all her constituency are all fair-skinned individuals. This connection to whiteness is further compounded by having very Western names like the aforementioned Peach or the Toads, though in Japanese Toads are referred to as the much more Japanese-sounding Kinopio. That itself is a distortion of Western literary character Pinocchio, in spite of it also being a portmanteau of it with the Japanese word for mushroom, Kinoko, a synthesis of Japan with the conquering. The Mushroom Kingdom is the white Western hegemony in comparison to the Koopa Clan, the villains of the text. The Koopa Clan is a similarly imperialist force, however, as the Japanese colonized name for a Korean dish might imply, it takes its cues from the Japanese Empire as opposed to any Western one. Constituents are further named things like Karibo, what is called in the West a Goomba, or Lakitu, extremely Japanese names by comparison to the Mushroom Kingdom's Mario and Luigi. This creates the dichotomy of the West being the heroic main characters of the work while the East take the role of villains. Thus, Super Mario Bros. Becomes an oddly valorizing work glorifying the horrific imperialist conflict that was World War II from the perspective of the United States. This is even reflected in the name of the country our heroes hail from that enables them to mercilessly slaughter Bowser and all his forces and citizens. The Mushroom Kingdom referencing the mushroom cloud that the US leveraged to grotesquely destroy Japan at all costs. Mario doesn't simply save Princess Peach. He conquers and kills all those who stand in his way, capturing and colonizing all the Koopa Clan fortifications in his path. There is no surrender or compromise possible, even when Bowser is on the back foot. Mario operates as a reactionary force of violence upon violence, all beneath the classic guise of saving a hypothetical idealized white woman from the Eastern Other, a phantom who only appears at the very end to offer Mario take up another conquest and continue this violence as play. This has been Arcade Everlasting, who is hopefully done talking about the fall of Japan for the rest of the year. Signing off. Thank you for watching.